All right. Let's make sure. Yes. There we go. Damn. Gosh, put this damn lotion on my hands. Yeah, I need to. Guess we'll do a commercial. Acid Blondies. Y'all hip to the spaghetti western, fistful of dollars, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Clint Eastwood. Choose on a small cigar, the whole movies. Well, this is kind of named after that, and this is that because some cigars fall apart if you chew on them. Lorenzo, what is happening? Welcome, Lorenzo. Macbone Files. Welcome. Yeah, it starts since I'm not gonna come on later. I had a little time. If anybody wanted to kick it, I just want some oh general positive information about brothers. I can do all that. Two. It's funny. I listen to other people because I support people, and it's I can tell when people I can tell when people listen to information I put out there, and it's funny because I hear them repeat things I've said, and I kind of laugh. It's like, okay, you've been listening to my stuff. Because you ain't never mentioned this before in any of your conversation. I mentioned it a night or two ago, and then you mentioned it, so it means that you was watching my stuff, which is cool. You know, no shade, which is all the way cool. All right, get some of the lotion off, because I don't like my cigars tasting like lotion. uh, but yeah, we are under storm watch up here in the Great White North. Woo! Didn't want to fall that much. Tonight's women's Final Four got South Carolina versus Virginia Tech playing. Tonight's Final Four, I got South Carolina versus Virginia Tech playing on Sunday night. Did Iowa lose? Hey, PJ Allen. Did yeah, because I saw did yeah Iowa lost. Iowa lost. Wasn't sure if Iowa lost or not. Hey, James P. Thank you for joining. So I'm not sure, but yeah, I think yeah, that sounds solid, Lorenzo. That sounds solid because I know the game is the game's on now or are they about to come on. Hmm. But that sounds pretty solid. Get some water going. I saw Staley got Player of the Year again. Oh, and last night, man, whoever gave me that ABC camp, that was good information because that was a strive. I was like every year trying to strive and see how close I could get to going to that camp because on Street and Smith you could follow who got accepted to go to the camp. That's why I know that Sonny Vaccaro knew Michael Jordan before. He had met Michael Jordan before that story, so so I understand how they had to build up a story, but I'm pretty sure that Michael Jordan went to that ABC camp. Probably may lose. No, it's my prediction. They haven't played yet. Yeah, no, I know, but they play tonight. Yeah, they play tonight. The Final Four is tonight for the women's side, and then the good, like you said, on Sunday, they play the championship on Sunday. Mm. But yeah, they play tonight. Sometime this evening. ABC. Jay used to always want to go. Me too. I used to always want to go. Yeah, that was you remember too. It was one where you had to be invited to. You still had to pay, but you had to be invited to, and I always felt I was good enough to be invited. Because I would go to Dr. Tucker's camp, Magic's camp. Magic had a camp in Lansing. It was technically Dr. Tucker's camp. Again, if you're watching the Showtime show, Showtime Lakers show, the brother that's acting like he was one of the girlfriend's dads, when in reality that character is Dr. Charles Tucker. I used to go to his camp. That's where I met Isaiah in like 7th or 8th grade. I used to put that work on him too, because he couldn't jump like I could jump, but he was quick. But see, I had no problem with quick people getting by me, because that's kind of a trap when you can jump. You let them get by you, especially to their strong hand, and when they go up, you just catch it. And I used to love doing that to people that thought they was quicker than me, because I'm really just as quick. But my lateral movement is outstanding. And my lateral to jump straight up, see, that's what people forget. Dudes who couldn't really jump. He tried to shoot the little easy, lazy layup, and I just catch that stuff. Get it out of here. Haven't watched basketball for ages, James. Okay. Battle of the Ebony. Also, Black Coaches on Date 4-2. Yeah. So he puts his daughter on Magic. No, it's like Magic was messing with a woman in the TV show. And I don't know if y'all remember the first episode. She said that her dad, was the one that got him the Mercedes. When he got a Mercedes, her dad was the one that I guess had a dealership. Later, where Magic's dad says, we don't think we should sign. We don't think we should sign with Buick because of the brothers in this plant saying some quality issues. The Dr. Tucker character gets Magic to sign with Buick. And this was in the 80s when Buick, and the factories was getting closed, where Buick really wasn't a great car company anymore. None of the GM cars of the 80s, late 70s and 80s, the quality issues weren't there. So he was trying to tell him that. And with the new movie about Michael Jordan out and how he went to Nike, remember, what did Magic say he lost in that series? Something like $500 billion? If Magic would have taken the deal that Nike offered him with the shoe shares that Michael Jordan ended up getting, because that television series shows you that Phil Knight, I don't know, maybe it was Sonny Vaccaro, I don't know if it was Phil Knight or Sonny Vaccaro, but Magic didn't take it. And so maybe he's saying the amount of money that Jordan made is what he would have got. So straight up, easy shot and they fall sometimes. I don't know. Last game I watched was the finals in 18. Okay. I watched the games last night. And, like the way I am, I haven't watched TV today at all. I mean, I've been, again, I went to bed about 4 o'clock in the morning after I did my show. So I slept until 11, 12. So, and then I had to go, my daughter's here with me now. She's in this room next to me. Isn't that funny? You pick a child up and they come out of their room and then you bring them to, their other house and then they go in the room again. It's like they come out when they want to eat or go to the bathroom. So it's just, but that's the way it is. It's good that I have another room to offer. That's, I feel grateful. And I guess I should introduce myself. I think everybody listening knows who I am, but I guess I still should have introduced myself. And when I come on the days, I'm going to call this the Big Eagle Hour, giving love to Big Eagle, who this is the lands of Big Eagle. I am on actually Big Eagle Hill. The Europeans who have stole the land call it Buck Hill, but I call it Big Eagle Hill. And this is the land where Big Eagle lived. Was very close to here, and he's actually walked on these lands that I get to walk on. So this is just kind of, when I come on the daytime, it's going to be called the Big Eagle Hour. And so my name is Big Pontiac, and I am the holder of the infinite sacred ball game created by the Hero Twins. And I am still that one and only galactic daddy-o on this galactic patio that reaches from Big Eagle Mountain out to the universe, hitting all these rays, sending all these, what do you want to call it? I'm old man, and he always wanted to control Magic through scoring. Yeah, kind of. But it was a made-up character. I mean, they're combining a couple characters to make Dr. Tucker, but it's Dr. Tucker's character. That's who he's playing. That's why what was interesting when the Michael Jordan, where the Air movie about Nike, um, one part when they go into Nike and they show all the NBA All Stars, because that's all they got to say is this, this is NBA All Star shoe. That's all they can say is this is the shoe worn by All Stars. But they showed Dr. Tucker's, like at that time, they showed Dr. Tucker's clients, which was Isaiah. They're going to put the 24 up there with Mark Aguirre. Because when they go into Converse, you see it's 24 Mark Aguirre with Dallas. And then when they pan to the other wall, it's Magic. Those, back in 84, those all three clients were Dr. Tucker's still. And when they called him, misappropriating funds, that's when they all got mad, kind of fired him. And that's really the real reason of the beef of Isaiah and Magic was over Dr. Tucker, because all of them felt betrayed. But on the other hand, all of them got a lot of perks they would have never gotten. They wouldn't have met all these pros through the years leading up to when they went pro. They wouldn't have access to a lot of things they had access to. So there's a give and take. It wasn't all just negative. There's a give and take in that too, if you guys can understand. I do that with my dad. I stay in my room and then my room when I'm at his. There you go. Yeah, James. That's kind of how it is. That's kind of how it is. And there's nothing wrong with that. You just want your own space when you get a certain age, and that's what it is. That's why we call this the meditation room, which is going to turn into, my studio eventually. It's kind of a pre-studio condition now. Just got to get the other stands and mics, have people come and set up with me. I do have another microphone, of course. So we all just need our own space to do our thing. That's all. And as I always say, you do your thing while I do my thing. Nothing like fresh tobacco. That is an American thing. Tobacco is American. We had the world hooked on it. That's why if you study like Vietnam film, you'll see a bunch of Vietnamese brothers smoking the all-white cigarettes, which was like the Cools or the Salems. I mean, it's just funny in the 60s and 70s, the all-white cigarettes, even the filters were white. And it wasn't until the Newport Greens came in, which 83, 84, when the Newport Greens came in. And then they changed it from most cigarettes to that point was like all white. That seemed to be a thing, especially watch Vietnam and you'll see the all white. Winston's may be the only exception, but Camel's was always all white cigarette. It didn't have a filter, if you remember that. So there he is. That is my brother. Happy birthday to my brother, Quine Redface. 57 today. Everybody give him a big shout out. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Welcome as my younger brother. And today, I was there when the boy, let me tell you, the boy was the first car the boy ever went to was a Mercedes. When my mom put the boy back in the Mercedes in the back seat with him, you knew that boy was going to be something because he was in the back of a Mercedes. How many of y'all can say when the first car you ever went to was the back of a Mercedes? Not very many of you. So the boy was structured for greatness. He was going to be structured for greatness. So happy birthday. We love you and enjoy your day. Enjoy your day. It's been a pleasure, going through life, having such a great researcher and a great ally and a great friend and a great brother. It was great growing up with you. And it's funny how when you have siblings, you don't really understand how big of a difference in age is when you're growing up. Not really. And we're almost 6 years apart, I think 6 grades apart. Because I think I was already 5 and he's born now. I turned 6. So he was born, I was in kindergarten. Him and Mike Tyson are the same age. And it's funny, growing up and when he was in 7th grade, I was a senior. Now, as you become older men, it seems like the age gap isn't as big, but that's really a big difference. I mean, can you imagine you have a big brother and then he leaves? He leaves and then you just there with your mom and pops. And it's like it's funny how, I think back about how that had to, for all of them, to be a big change. To have one of the children that was here all the time, forever you can remember, and being the oldest, I never experienced that. But now I look back, that had to be kind of something to get used to for all of them. All of them get used to, like, this mug ain't here no more. He just called every once in a while. And and I don't know. I think that I find that so interesting. It's like my oldest son and my youngest son, when the 2 years my oldest son lived here, they became very close. In a lot of ways, my youngest son emulates a lot of his mannerisms, a lot of his speech patterns, definitely his dress style. So it's interesting. Whereas his brother that lived here, his brother lived here, be like, "Get out my face, I'll beat you up." And he was a good babysitter, because he would beat them up. If they didn't listen, he would just straight up beat them up, and they kind of knew that. So they would kind of just play their games and not tear up. And if there was pizza, whatever we left them to eat, they would not tear the house up, or he would beat them down. Definitely, definitely. That's how I was with my siblings. I dig it. Tobacco for the Americans. I say that. I say that as an Irish man with Norwegian heritage. Yeah, tobacco for the Americans. Indeed. This is where they discovered it, and this was really the British's first cash crop. And I know a lot of you may look into what were they called up in Canada, the Virginia whatever company, and they were a fur and pelt company, the Virginia Indian Trading Company or whatever was in Virginia. The French would have called it up in Quebec, whatever that trading company was, the different fur companies. But for the British, one of their first cash crops to successfully they started making money was tobacco, and then later cotton. Ah, Brits love that cash. Indeed, they do. Indeed, they do. And so this allowed them to buy more, appropriate more land, make sure that the laws was put in their favor, because we saw a lot of that. The laws change. I mean, again, look at the book, um, Killing of the Flower Moon. Look that up, and you see where, um, when we get harassed and we start, having positive positive businesses, and in their case, uh, their case, again, the misappropriation of the land is part of it. Let's see. Uh, I'm gonna do a little thing. I don't know. This might not be exciting to anybody, but just want to point a few things out that was kind of foul. Um, I don't know. Maybe not. I do want to show this one picture though. Okay, I want to show this for sure. Hollywood has been sick for a long time, and this picture is a prime example of how sick Hollywood has always been. Now, as you look here, you see this is Shirley Temple, right? And look at this outfit. This is what she wore most of the time. She wore this. Look at this. Look how ridiculous this is. Always in some man's face, always sitting on some man's lap. And look at this. And we know that some of the executives exposed themselves to her. We know that her mom was forced to have sex with some of the executives. And I'm going to show you the sad thing that they did to her, too. Oh, here we go. I'm going to show you what was sad. Okay, look at this. This is as a teenager, and they're still making her dress like that. You see this? She's probably 13. Look at this. Look how they got her dressed. Why? Why is she dressed like this? And finally, she became a pretty young woman, and she was blackballed. She married a ex-World War II small hero, and this hero married her. They built a house behind her mama and daddy's house in Hollywood. And the guy really just married her to like do the Star is Born. He married her to get in Hollywood. His career rises, they bury her. I would say one of her best movies is The Professor and the Bobby Soxer. She shows her timing to be impeccable. To be impeccable. Now, I want to show you a chick that a lot of you probably don't even know. Oh, there we go. This is, I think her name is Donna Doris. I mean, this is a British chick that was the British Elvis, or excuse me, the British Marilyn Monroe. Look her up, and this chick lived a wild life. She lived a wild life. She died in her mid, but she told a little bit of the secrets. And I want to see, okay, again, check this chick out. This is Ann-Margret. Does this look like a European? This is what they do over and over again. These people that are kind of melanated and, you know. But she was a swimmer. Where's the other one? Ah. All right. This is Martha and the Vandellas. This young lady here, right there, that is Betty Kelly. Betty Kelly was with a group called let me get this, the Marvelettes, the Velvelettes. The Velvelettes. When the Velvelettes went to, because they got turned down at first, because I get them mixed up, the Marvelettes and the Velvelettes, but I think they were called the Velvelettes, and maybe even that's wrong. But they went to try out for Motown. They liked her out of the group, and they put her. So this is Betty Kelly, and I remember Betty Kelly. She was once one of my mom's good friends, again, before she started touring the world. And Betty Kelly is with Martha Vandellas, she is in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. She is on Dancing in the Street, Heat Waves. So this was a family friend that I remembered, and I've always kind of kept track of her over the years. Look at this chick. Just look at this chick. Look at that look, 50s look. Look at how he looking. Look at this dude. Like he can't wait to ravish her. Don't he look like he can't just wait to ravish her? Look at that. Now you talk about, you talk about the green lines. Look at this. Look at that. Look at what's on his mind. Oh, look what's on his mind. And this is poor Dorothy Dandridge. She married the Nichols brothers, and they had a handicapped child, and it seems like, again, the Nichols brother, I forget which one. And Friars the Nichols brother, one of the greatest dance scenes of all time is look at the Nicholas brothers dancing and singing in the rain or Stormy Weather. Look up the movie Stormy Weather and look up the Nicholas brothers dance scene. Probably the greatest tap dancing scene of all time. If I'll even dare say, if not one of the greatest dance scenes of all time. Very sad life. She won an Academy Award nomination for Carmen Jones with Harry Belafonte, but just didn't live a very happy life. And then we have a Mexican beauty. I can't remember her name, Maria Felix. Normally when they show her, she is always smoking. But yeah, look at this. She's smoking here. And I wonder how she died. Almost every picture she's smoking. So I wonder how she died. But again, they look at the that this is a woman from Mexico or South America, and you see what they try to portray. The more light skin. Check out this old chick. Who would hit? Who would smash? Who would smash? I want to see ones if you smash. Let's see ones if you smash. That's crazy. In the same duck lips, exactly. They shouldn't have blackballed her. I saw some of her stuff. Was Doris Day mix? No. You probably getting it wasn't Doris Day. It was some not Doris Day, but Shore, Donna Shore. Donna Shore kept it that she was biracial. Donna Shore. You look up Donna Shore, and Donna Shore was the one that was biracial. But yeah, who would smash? Let's see. I got how many ones? We got all the ones. We got all the ones. Oh, the heartbeats. She can definitely get it. All these young men say she can get it. Yes, I agree. She can get it. She definitely can get it. But this is when she was young. She could have really got it then. This is how she looked when she was young. She's always been kind of bad. This is when she was young, so she could have. She's always been, she what they say, aged like fine wine. Let me show y'all another chick that you probably would not passed her, but you probably would have never thought. Like, look at her again when she was young. I'm not gonna show this witch's picture. Go away, witch. Go away, witch. I'm about to erase all the witch's pictures. Here's another. Jessica Veronica Lake. All right, this is Veronica Lake. Kind of this hairstyle is called the peekaboo hairstyle. It was kind of like the one-eyed hairstyle. There was a TV series. Well, a couple of TV series came off a movie she made. One was called Bewitched, if you remember, and the other called The Ghost of Mrs. Muir. Was kind of off a movie she made, maybe with Gary Clark. I forget. But she's in a movie where she kind of plays a witch and she marries a mortal. And really sad story. What these women had to go through. These women became broken very early. Again, this was, the more hot you are, the more men that's going to want to pass you around. And, you can just see that by the time these women, and then, because they've passed around so much, they stop getting the roles. They show, because they start showing mental lapses because of all the abuse. And she's another one that had a rough life. And this is kind of what she's known for right here. Kind of the peekaboo style. But look her up, a very sad life. And that's what this seems to happen to all these people. Here, this was probably a better. That's called the peekaboo. But again, we see the one-eye symbolism. And look how young she is because, but it's the same one-eye symbolism that stands today. Who knows who this is? That is the real Roxanne. That is the real Roxanne. Can I show one I want to show? Here's another woman, had a very hard life, and her life was ended by being pretty much murdered by her husband and a couple other Hollywood people. She's brutally raped by Kirk Douglas at 15. There's a movie where I think she was up for Academy Award, broke her arm. She almost drowned in a movie prop. Broke this arm. I want to see if I can show you what she's wearing. But this is Natalie Wood, child actress. But again, Murdered by her own husband. Murdered by her own husband. Yeah, I remember her, Barbara McNair. I remember her as a child. Several TV shows. Don't know her life story, so don't really have a bad life story. And of course, one of my favorites, Denise Nicholson. Most of you probably remember her from The Heat of the Night. But as you see, let's see, can Denise Nicholson get it? Let me see the ones if Denise Nicholson can get it. Let me see the ones. Can Denise Nicholson get it? Yep. The Illuminati uses the one eye, indeed. Let's see the ones. Can Denise Nicholson get it? Can she get it? What do you guys think? Let me see. Is there any better pictures of her? What do you think? Oh, yep. Denise Nicholson. Well, can Denise Nicholson get it? Okay. Up. Denise Nicholson. Up. Let's see what other sisters is in here. Diane Carroll. What about Diane Carroll? I would kind of say no. Ain't really my type. I would say 2 on Diane Carroll. 2 if she can't get it, 1 if she can get it. What do y'all say? Diane Carroll. What do y'all think about Diane Carroll? Can Diane Carroll get it, or is she a 2? I say 2 on Diane Carroll. Let me see. Is there any more pictures of Diane Carroll in here? I want to show her at her best. What do you guys think on Diane Carroll? Yeah. Oh, PJ said Diane Carroll. Or which one, PJ? Marcus the Great. What's happening? I used to watch The Heat of the Night with my grannies. Yeah. Oh, you'll go for Diane Carroll? Okay. Or is you talking about the other one? 1.5. Okay. What about Free the Pain? Free the Pain. Now that you're gone, all that's left is a band of gold. All that's left of the dream I hold is a band of gold. And the memories, if love could be, if you were just here with me. Since you've been gone, all that's left is a band of gold. All that's left is the dream I hold is a band of gold. And the memories, if love was... Free the Pain. Off top, okay. Free the Pain. Free the Pain can get it. Let me see. Ooh, what about this one with them bedroom eyes? Lola Falana. Lola Falana. I say Lola Falana with them eyes. She did have multiple sclerosis. No, MS. No, MS, I think. Yeah, multiple sclerosis, but I think she got over it. But Lola Falana, I say 1. I say definitely 1 for Lola Falana. She can get it. I say 1 for Lola Falana. I don't know if there's any other pictures of her. Let's see. So y'all can get a look at her. Ooh, hey. Back to Free the Pain. Oh, but Lola Falana. Lola Falana. I give her a 1. I'd give Lola Falana a 1. Let's see. Damn, this look like this kind of look like Today style. You could tell the wig. It's damn near like Today. She's an icon. I mean, look at beauty over the years. There ain't no one look. You know? It's not no one look. Even looking here. What would she be considered to y'all? White Negro. You see that? There used to be such a thing as a white Negro. because again, they wanted to, if you had one drop. But a lot of people, now I've said this before, and you can find this, and this probably even hurt the Indian records, because what happened in early Jim Crow, thousands of melanated people switched to being Europeans. If they look similar to this, and that's where the white Negroes come in, we lost thousands of people. My great uncle, I've talked about this before, my great great uncle, my great grandfather's brother went into the Navy. Once he saw that he could pass, never saw his family again. Never saw his family again. And that hurt my great grandfather. So, do you understand what? So, around the turn of the century, going up until about 1920, when Jim Crow started getting really bad, the people understood. And again, I say it probably hurt the Indian rolls as well. That so many of our people had to, switch over. But you see how they're trying to now say Black Latino? Um, let me see who catches my eyes. Oh, another one of Lona Falana. Another one of Lona Falana. I don't know. I give her a 1. I like those eyes. When they say she's got Betty Davis eyes, she's got Betty Davis eyes. I like that. I like it a lot. No. Boo, boo, boo. Get her out of here. Hook Tina. Hook Tina. Get her out of here. What do y'all say about Sunday? She's all right. I ain't mind her. That's a lot of forehead there. And let me show you something else that women, I didn't mean to say that. You see this right here? Now, I ain't trying to say she's anything, but I'm saying this comes from wearing your hair up all the time for women. And you see women making themselves bald. Now, we see what the women do when they start putting the glue in this area, because the head gets so irritated, they have to start going back and back and back and back, But for women pulling their hair back all the time, you cause this problem too. But she's okay. She's okay. Definitely. She's sexy. Let's see if there's any more pictures of her. There's another one of her. Coping with, and look at the coping with about rumors and sexy image. Man, it's always some bullshit. Rumors and sexy shit. There's another one of her. What do y'all say about Diana Ross? Upside down. Girl, you show me inside out and round, upside down. So they gets a 10. Okay, what about Diana Ross? I say 2. I say Diana Ross can't get it. She can't get it. Diana Ross, and I met Diana Ross. She used to come by the house. And for some reason, when these performers are in their building stage and they go to these cities, there would always be like a support structure in these cities where between shows they could go chill somewhere, go get something to eat before, like say they did some afternoon matinee show at the college, and then they wanted to go somewhere and chill, or they had to chill, or maybe they was doing a couple days worth of shows. And we used to have a spot at the crib where people would always come by the crib. Man, my folks used to hold card parties. I couldn't tell you. Like I was talking about Dr. Tucker that was Magic and Them agent. Me and him sat on my stairs. I came down to see what everybody's doing. He was eating some wings. He's like started sharing his wings with me. And you know, he knew me. I knew him. I was sitting on the stairs. He's waiting to play cards. So I met her at a young age. So what do y'all say? Diana. PJ say, Diana, yeah? Ooh, I don't know. I'm nay on Diana, but y'all say Diana, okay. Oh, here she go. Here she go. How she look now? But again, it looked like she got some weave on here. You know, again, it looks like she's had, you know, that's weave. She's got some help there. That in there is help. And a little Botox, a little straightening, a little Botox in here. But not over Botoxed. Not over Botox. Like what we saw Madonna, when Madonna was in the show, you know, in the Grammys, she had just did too much and her face didn't have time to heal. So it seemed like it was a rush job. But there's no accidents. Yeah, and of course it's hard to believe this is little Kim. There was really nothing wrong with her. I mean, maybe, you know, she wanted some boobs, but to cut her face or no, that's Lopez. I'm sorry, it's Left Eye. That's Lopez. Set that house on fire. And you know, I'm not. Let's see. So there's been all kind of beauties, but you know, it's like you see these stories of these people, and these people had a tough time. This is one of my favorites. Her poster was, oh man, that spread in what was Larry's Hustler, and they had the poster. Man, I had the poster in a frame where she is like chained up like this. Oh my goodness, that was some sexy looking shit. I should look that shit up. Then I don't feel like it. But this has still always been the right stuff. This is the right stuff. I've always been a Vanessa Williams fan. But do y'all remember that poster? Oh my goodness, that poster is the bomb. So, oh, here's another one. Judy Page. I want to say Judy Page was on Ironside. Judy Page also was on soap operas. She was married to the dude who played Cleveland Little. He played Blazing Saddles. He played the bad guy that was supposed to be Richard Pryor, but he played him. She was married to him. I always thought this woman was beautiful. This is all her hair. Look at this style. This is all her hair. And she looks like what American Indian would really look like if you looked at her. Pretty beautiful American Indian. Man, imagine what if she would have put buffalo grease in her hair, what her hair would have looked like. But even in just, you know, this is just curls and set, you know, a little bit of washing, curl and set. Look at her hair. How easy it was to do her hair. Now, not very thick. Not a very thick woman, but all women ain't thick. So, but I always liked Judy Page. This is, oh yeah, Phyllis Hyman. Phyllis Hyman. I was so in love with Phyllis Hyman. I met her. Her crew stole my beer. She bought some weed from me. I had that sticky, icky. And she did, as I said before, A&T really invented Freaknik. My boy Stephen Kirk really invented it. The first year, we just had a circus and a couple people come in. The second year, we had about 5,000 people. And then it went into like and then this kind of spring event went all the way down the coast. But anyway, I've told the story. My friend and I took some acid, and they weren't allowing coolers to come into or you could take coolers, but they wasn't allowing alcohol. So my friend and I on acid decided to sneak into my football stadium, and it had serpentine wire on top. So we climb over. I've got about 3 cases of beer, so you know I threw it over and a bunch of them busted. And we hid it in a trash can. Cut the fuck out of her fingers. When we go to leave and climb out, because we ain't take no blanket or nothing to climb over that shit, we see that the fence to the stadium was open. And we done cut our hands all up and shit. But so the next day I go in there and these niggas is drinking my beer and shit. Because my beer and my bag and everything is gone. And Somebody had got me out the crowd because it was a concert, so I took bags in there and I had some of that good man, y'all don't remember that Jamaican brown stuff. That Jamaican, when you would get a pound of that Jamaican and you knew it was like when they talked about like a not a chocolate smell like Thai stick, but that Jamaican like little bit of them chocolate fragrances, and it came with a Jamaican dollar. You had to steam it loose, you had to cut it, and then you had to steam it to make it fluff out. Well, anyway, I sold her some of that, and she's a talk shit. Oh, she was a beautiful woman, beautiful soul. Oh my goodness, and she was so bogus. What was funny is she goes on stage and she's drinking one of my damn beers, and she's like, bust me out. She's like, shit, hey, this is that nigga out there bought us all these beers we found back here. She's drinking my freaking beer on stage and she's geeked off my bud. But I ran into her a couple other times and I loved her. I would say we was about the same height, thick. Oh, just and could blow. Oh my goodness, she could sing. But I loved her. I definitely loved her. I mean, this chick, look at this. Look at that. Her lips ain't blowed up. It's just how naturally she looked. Look how bad this chick was. Look at this picture. This is one of my favorite pictures of her. Look how easy she's doing that. You see that? And I'll say that she was probably attacked too. I would say she was probably attacked because if you look at her interview, she was very much for neighborhood improvement, especially amongst our people. She invested a lot of money in the area she came from, and I think this was part of the reason why she was attacked. And of course, they say she killed herself, which we know. We know when melanated people in the music business, we know how the attacks come. And this beautiful, powerful woman that killed herself. And she probably had me, she was quite a bit younger. When I was like 20, this chick might have been 30 when I was 20. So she was older than me. Ooh, the thunder's back out there. We might get some of that thunder snow. But I mean, look at this woman. I mean, look at this woman, man. And here's a little older picture. She's a little older here. See? It's probably closer, what she looked like when she died. She probably looked like this. And look at this. Patrick Ewing won 33, and look what it says. Patrick Ewing's $33 million pack, highest ever in team sports. But you notice 33. The man I wanted, I made him not want me, and now I am alone. But this is what she looked like probably before she died. More like this. And she's probably, I think she lived to be 40. So she might be 40 in this picture. She's closer to my mom's age. But no, I think she's like 10 years older than me. And again, she's not with us anymore. Beautiful girl. And that's what the music industry does. Let's see. Wow, look at her. This is Cleopatra Jones. I don't know if y'all know the movie Cleopatra Jones. This is Tamara Dotson. Tall. Watch Cleopatra Jones. This is a black exploitation film, and she's in that. Pretty girl, tall girl. Knew a little bit of martial arts, I guess. And so, if pretty this girl is, I can't remember her name. Do they say she used to be on a lot of magazines? Natural look, no weave, just got her hair going back. Look how light the makeup is. Just natural flesh tones here. Look at that. They ain't have to do much to this girl to make her look beautiful. When you're talking about the souls of black folks, you ain't got to be all caked up. See that? She ain't all caked up. It's enough. I just saw a joke, but I ain't gonna tell it. Let's see. All right. All right. Coming at ya. I didn't know I had to get ya. Did I miss anything? Vanessa, tragic in a waste for Phyllis definitely was. Yes, Vanessa, the OJ, most beautiful. Nobody can compare. The skin tone, the eyes. Yeah, Vanessa Williams was so bad. So bad. Okay about what vanity? Okay about what vanity? Time Lord, I'm missing what you're asking. About vanity? Um Now are you talking about Prince's vanity? So Green Onion. And welcome, Green Onion. Charlie Claire Huxtable was your favorite?
Super Nat or Natalie.
Yeah. Let me see. I can bring this up. Yeah. Yeah. I did not call you. Oh, go see what she want. All right. She called me for. Oh, you what? Oh, okay. You might have to reconnect then. All right. All right. We might have to reset it. Okay. I'll come in when I get done. When I'm going in about 50 minutes. All right. Claire Huxtable. But is that what you mean? Like vanity? Or you mean like vanity and being vain, or vanity, Princess Girl vanity? Um, I told a story about, now if you're talking about Princess Girl vanity, is that what you mean about Princess Girl? What about vanity? Okay, what about vanity? Yes, vanity was very beautiful. Let's see. Ah, there it is. Uh, that ain't it. Uh, let's see. All right. Let's see her. Vanity. Now remember, Vanity signed with Motown. All right. Vanity signed with Motown. Let me see if I can get her with the Vanity. Abalonia. Yeah, yeah. Okay. The problem that Prince had is that Vanity, what Prince tried to do during Purple Rain, because they started dating, and this is what's an interesting story by Jill Jones, because Prince was with Jill Jones again. When you go into the second Prince movie after Purple Rain, when they're in the club, he's in bed. The movie starts with him and Jill Jones in bed, but she says that she had put a note on Prince's door, on his car, left it on his car, and when she was walking away from the car, Prince walks up with Vanity. And Jill Jones said Vanity was one of the most beautiful women that she'd ever seen in her life, and she understood. Um, Now, oh, oh, there we go. Now, gosh, and this is what she looked like before suicide. She looked like this. Is what she looked like. I wanted to catch her in that she had a gorilla coat. This is when I think she was in a religious phase, because that looked like she on one of the religious shows back there. Little Botox in the face here, but other than that, um, don't you believe in Listerine? Don't you want to know my name? So I don't really know her story, but her story can't be different than this is Avalonia, which is the same thing. You know, they just tried to how close they could come. Look how close they came. Same type. You know, if they said looking for a phenotype, when they found Avalonia, it was another phenotype. Again, a little older. Still, as an older woman, she still looked good. Now, what she went through, I can't say. I don't really know her story. Super Sly would probably know a little more than I would. And, you know, because she didn't get, it's funny, she's not in Purple Rain, which is a cult classic. But I would dare say the Last Dragon is a cult classic just as much. People love The Last Dragon. Sure enough, Bruce Leroy. So, yeah, she missed out on you know, with Prince. And her music didn't really go anywhere. I mean, this is, you know, look at that. That looks like abuse. I mean, look at the bags under her eyes. You know, that tells the story right there. Right there. You want to know what happened to her? Look at that. See that? What do you think that comes from? Then that's stress. When you're beautiful, you know, you got to go into them rooms. I mean, even just look at her here. You know, there's a darkness. If you look at this whole thing, there's a darkness about her. It's like all the Hollywood stuff you can just see in her face in this. And she still looks this good. So. But I mean, she was everywhere. And that's what they do. You know, they build you up. That's what they say in the movie. You know, they build you up and put you on a high. They put you everywhere. Only to tear you down. Joe Jones had a very, very similar look. Probably the whole outfit. Denise. Don't you believe in Listerine? But yeah, she's one of my favorites, no doubt. But I miss well, Sheila and Sheena, the cutest two. Gives some chaps or Betty Boop. Either are the cutest. Sheila and Sheena. Wow. Sheila and Sheena. Sheena E. Yeah. Wow. Or Betty Boop. I think Vanity had kidney or liver problems. Could be. Yeah, she was too cute. Too many people wanted her. Exactly. That's what happens. That's what happened. Weirdos that got money sit there, and that's why, you know, Sly came out and Sly told it. You know, that's really what led to the cloning and the doubles. You know, because these people was getting beat down so much. I mean, shit, what Marilyn Monroe have 6, 7 abortions, being abused and getting pregnant, and cut up inside, and then when you want to have a baby, can't. So, no, I ain't gonna be able to stay in this studio too much longer. I might have to cut it. Yeah, she wanted, yeah, and that's sad. So I was saying that's why Rihanna. We see what happened to Britney Spears. They started, you know, the copies too late. The damage was already done on Britney Spears after they damaged her so much. That's why I think the damage that Britney Spears went through saved Rihanna. Because instead they just started doing lookalikes. You know, I'll say clones, but people look alike. People look alike. And they just started getting the lookalikes. As we see how quickly they went from Abalonia, you know, to Vanity. Or Vanity to Abalonia. Lookalikes. People look alike. And that's just how this reality is. You know, if you look at anything that if it can't be real, that's one part of it, because we look alike. I saw a dude in the store that looked so much like my father has other children, my brother Adam. I wanted to go talk to the dude, but this dude was bigger than me. Adam is we're about the same height, maybe maybe slightly taller, but about the same grit. You know, he's a thicker guy. But I wanted to go talk to him. It looked so much like him. It was like I was like really spellbound. Like seeing him really put me in a spell. It's like, damn. At the game. Now what's funny is I'm starting to see my copies around here. At the Target Center. I saw a young boy that looked like my oldest son, but he was darker. I mean, he was almost identical to my oldest son, but he was darker. Then when I went last Saturday, I saw a dude that again looked like a copy of me. so, so it's like, I don't know, y'all. Prince had the eye. That's why he could write songs like "The Most Beautiful Girl in the World" or "You Got to Look." Yeah, the songwriting is probably underappreciated about Prince. And you know, being able to share your things like that. Like I was just listening to a song where Prince, well, you know, Prince screwed Andre Simone. I don't know if it's soft or wet, but one of early Prince's song was Andre Simone's beat, and he never gave Andre Simone credit for coming up with that beat or any publishing or anything. He just really stole it and kept it for himself. So I was listening to somebody said that Prince had played them a song and Prince heard them sing it, and then Prince like, "No, I want the song back." So, how long I've been going on? Because I can't go on too much longer. My daughter probably hungry, so I'm gonna have to see. And she says she's not connected to the internet, right? So, um, chaps, fringes, midriff, and a drumstick doesn't get any cuter. Yeah. Well, yeah. There's a look. There's definitely a look. And then this one, check this out. As I say, you know, you can just, this is right here. You know, you can get replacements. You can get lookalikes. Look at that. Same phenotype. You know? So people look alike. It wasn't hard to go from one to the other because the original was with Denise. But remember, Denise was with Motown. So Denise was never going to be allowed to play in Purple Rain. Prince had hopes that Berry Gordy would let her do the movie. And that actually, you know, remember from the song that was a hit with Vanity Six was "Sex Shooter" was one of their biggest hits. And there was a video out where it's Vanity, which is I think the other girl's name is Sharon, and I can't think of the European girl. But Prince's the other girl was Prince's girls too, one of his early girlfriends. And I can't think of her name right now. I should look her up, but Prince kept her around too. Prince was good. He kept her because she was a singer. Same, he kept around Jill Jones. She could sing. Jill Jones is in the 1999 video. So lookalikes is there too. Keep that in mind. They don't really need to clone because so many people look alike. So you don't need to clone. And you know how easy it is to make somebody look like somebody with makeup? Oh, okay, here we go. This is the girl I was talking about right here. Yeah, this girl. This girl right here was Prince's girlfriend too. Her. I've met her. I met her down at First Ave, but this girl is one of his early girlfriends. And he always kept her around. I mean, look how, you know, there's a difference. They're not the same. But look how stunning her look is. She's kind of got those bedroom eyes, the Betty Davis eyes. And this might be her here. See, look at that. Look at those Betty Davis eyes. And she can sing. And this is what she looks like today. Susan. Yeah, her name is Susan. Susan. I don't know. Susan could get it. Susan could get it. Susan could get it. Susan could get it. Susan could definitely get it. Susan was bad. See? So, you know, that's where Prince was a genius and the women understood. And you know, that's pimping from a high degree because they're all still making money. You know, they all have a worth, and all you got to do is just play your part. And it worked for a long time. Oh my goodness! And now you know the stories about Prince being smoking freebase is coming out. Oh, that shit is coming out now. Prince was smoking freebase. Prince with all the hip surgeries. So I'm not trashing him, but it just all came out. So it's easy to set him up. When you become a drug addict, it's easy to kill you when you're a drug addict. When you're a known drug addict, it's easy to kill you. Nobody could get any cuter than the Mary Jane girls. Now, man, they don't know how to throw an outfit. That's a good point. Uh, Impartial, love the Spice Girls and TLC. Yeah, I don't know. I love TLC's music. I really listen to Scrubs like all the time, probably almost once daily. So I love their music. The girls, I don't know. I don't know where any of them. I always thought of the three. I thought Chili was the cuter, younger girl. But yeah, I'm impartial with them. Impartial always comes in with the climax. What did she say? And I told you, I dated a girl. I dated a girl that was a prostitute. And, I was helping her do her thing, but she was one of the few girls that definitely the men all paused. When they saw her, well, no matter where we went, everybody turned. Like we would go into Prince's bar to slam, and everybody would turn and look at this girl. She was that pretty. That where the people would pause. Like her eyes was blue, like ocean blue. I mean, like dark blue. But she was like that, where everybody that saw her would pause. I just laugh. And I had so much fun with her. Young T-Boz, maybe, yeah. Lisa Stansfield said Prince was on heavy drugs some years back. Yeah, that's the word we getting out now. Everybody gets on Tyka because, his sister Tyka was out there. I mean, she was really out there. Because she was smoking just crack. She wasn't freebasing. She was smoking crack. But she always maintained her house. Now, I imagine she's got a new place now. But, Tyka, when Prince died, Tyka did a world tour. And Tyka and Prince got the same falsetto. Listen to Tyka. You don't believe Prince was on drugs? I don't know. I got a story where I'm pretty convinced he was. Because I got a word from somebody that had non-disclosure while he was alive. And now he's dead, she can tell. And, she ain't got no reason, so I'm pretty sure that the drug stories is real. And that's sad. It's sad because if you look at anything, I said this the other night, if you look at anything that was an attack on baby boomers, it was definitely cocaine. It was definitely cocaine. Because all these entertainers, all these entertainers we can look at, that now should be in their 80s, late 70s and 80s. Like, it's funny, we was looking at Diana Ross, how she still looks okay now. She's close to 80. She's got to be 80. But you look at all these groups, like Dramatics, one of my favorite group. You look them up, Heart Attack in their 50s. Felipe Wynn used to be with the Spinners. I think he's the one that invented the Spinners. He later joined Parliament Funkadelic. He died on stage. And so we see this a lot in this generation of these men that were definitely, cocaine abusers. And sadly, it took a lot of them out young in their 50s. Cocaine addiction, bad diet. Now, I got to put one together just to crack up. But, yeah, I think I'm going to call it. I've been going for an hour. And that's what I called it, an hour. Thank you, everybody, for coming. I do have daddy duties to attend to. And probably this is taking up a lot of bandwidth. So I'm going to cut it right here. But thank you, everyone. Standing ovation. To come and hear my heartbeat. And the drum of the universe. And so thank you again for coming up on Big Eagle Hill, for writing comments, and tuning in. Thank you, everyone, so much for coming. I'm not going to be on late. If I have some time to come back later, I don't know if that's going to be possible. So thank you. I will be on late tomorrow night, if not another afternoon show, to let y'all know how this blizzard's about to come. So thank you. My brother, much love to you. Happy birthday again. Happy birthday on my brother's 31st or 57th birthday, March 31st. And it's funny, he wasn't born until like almost 5 to midnight. And I'll tell you, my stepdad, I remember he saying, we almost had a fool. That's what my stepdad said. He said, we almost had a fool, because my brother was born like 5 or 10 to midnight. And I could, and maybe even closer, but he was born on the 31st, but it was that close. So I bet if he looked at his chart is probably very close to the April 1st chart too. I bet if you did your star chart, it's probably very close to what would happen on April 1st, because you were so close to being born on April 1st. But love to him. Thank you, Green Onion. That is very kind for you to say. I appreciate that. If I can do that, then I've done my job. And I will leave you sitting on it. Where's it at? I think I was meditating. I must have moved it. But I'll leave you with a grounding sound. All right. This is your guy, Big Pontiac Holder, representative of the Hero Twins, because we are all two sides that come together as one. So we are all the Hero Twins. We are living being the Hero Twin. Anytime you participate in any kind of ball game, if it's just catch back and forth, you are the Hero Twin. When you sit and watch a game, you still are that representation. Because even though you're watching the contest between two things, you're watching the contest between two sides of yourself. Because if you, as watching, you feel different about watching both teams. And when you get it all controlled, you know, you go for everybody, especially younger people. You're like, I'm both. They both play well. And that's the love of the Hero Twins, is you can be both. I love both of them playing well. So this is your guy, Big Pontiac.